Well, as I mentioned before the meet, this meet against Missouri State was going to be the toughest dual meet that we've had all season long. And it was rough because we just came out of probably our toughest stretch of training all season. But if the swimmers put themselves in the right situation with warm-up and kind of took advantage of that good competition, they were going to see some solid in-season times. And we did have a couple individuals step up to the plate and do that. Freshman Kelly Moore from Lakeville, Minnesota, went her in-season best 200 freestyle by almost 2 seconds. She actually kind of went out with the Missouri State girls, so she got taken out a little quicker than we would have thought, but she was still able to hold on and go over her best in-season time. Rachel Baranek, same thing. Went out a little fast at the 50, but still hung on and went her in-season best 200 butterfly by 2 seconds. Actually, she narrowly missed her lifetime best, which she just went at Grinnell up at Iowa, rested and shaved. And then freshman Matt Luton came the closest to winning a race. He got touched out by about 0.2 of a second. He was probably almost a little over half a pool length behind at halfway point in the 500 freestyle and really made a charge. And I was proud of how he came home in that event, and he almost gave us a win.
Why go to Missouri State? Because they've been so good. Why take them on at this point of the year?
Well, the team has to know what they're up against. In starting a program from scratch, those individuals are going to be the leaders of our team in a few years. So they need to be able to look back and remember where they were during the 2011-2000 season. Missouri State University has been a top mid-major Division I program since I've been swimming in college. They've done a tremendous job, and year in, year out, they compete against the best. What I love about Jack Steck is he doesn't back down to any challenge. He wants to swim Mizzou. He wants to swim the best programs out there, and he takes them on. And when I called him up a year ago and said, "Hey, I know we're a first-year program, but would you be willing to swim us?" And he's like, "Absolutely." He's like, I love competition. I love to compete. So with Missouri State being that strong of a program, it was great for us to be able to have that experience and opportunity. And plus, the day before our meet, Drury University on both the men and women's side beat Missouri State by less than 10 points on both sides. So Drury University, 3-time defending Division II national champions on the men's and women's side, to have that close of a competition and narrowly beat Missouri State, that's the standard. They are the team that we're going to have to measure ourselves up against nationally, and hopefully in a couple years when the GLVC will sponsor swimming, if we're fortunate for that to happen. But they're the standard, so we might as well compete against the best because we're ultimately going to have to on an annual basis. Just about every single swimmer on the team has started to rest. We had a lot of our sprinters started last week, and that might explain why they were a little off at Missouri State. When you start to rest, your body starts to go through a transitional period where your muscles are literally repairing themselves from working so hard, and you kind of feel a little funky in the water, and that's potentially why some of our sprinters were a little off at that meet. But they're well into their rest. They're actually even starting to look a little better every single day. And our entire mid-distance crew started resting, and our distance crew just started resting this week. And we have one gentleman that we learned it doesn't require as much rest as others, and he's going to keep going strong and start resting tomorrow. So it's all mental and physical preparation for our championship meet this year, which is going to be the Minnesota Challenge up at the University of Minnesota. And I'm glad we had the opportunity to go against Missouri State this last weekend because at the Minnesota Challenge, the University of Minnesota, Big Ten D1 team, national powerhouse on the men's side, their women's team probably places in the top 25 in the nation in D1 as well. So they're going to be probably running away with the meet, and then every single other team that's there are going to be kind of fighting for the scraps. And I want our swimmers to be getting their share.